Ooh, Happy New Year, since I didn't do a show last week.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Woohoo! I'm another year older. It is a new year,
What does the song say? Another
and
year
I'm
older
tired of
and
the
deeper
snow
in debt.
already. I'm tired of the snow already.
Yeah.
We had to have like 5 or 6 inches. I'm not even kidding. Like I've got snow drifts in my backyard.
Yeah, we haven't got that much. We've only got about three, maybe 2 or 3 inches.
It's a very average amount.
Yeah.
And Joe's over there about to have an aneurysm trying not to laugh.
Can't do it. I can't do it.
It's like I always say, I'm proud of my 3 inches.
It's a very
Two in the
normal
summer.
amount of snow. It is a very average snowfall.
I like my 2 in the summer and 1 in the winter. That's my 3 inches.
There you go.
It was a soft snowfall. I mean, nice and fluffy.
It was very fluffy. Yeah, we did though. The snow that was falling up here was very wet. Wet snow. So thus the flakes
Oh,
were
Lord.
gigantic. They were huge flakes. I mean, they were like dime sized and larger flakes. They were
Yeah, we had big old flakes falling for a while.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. Of course, that was right after the sleet, which was
Yeah.
nice.
Well, yeah, it kind of off and on. It was sleeting for a hot second, but now it's snowing again. And it hasn't stopped. It's either been sleet or mostly snow since like 8 o'clock this morning. Nonstop.
Yeah, see, it's been off and on for us, but
Paranormal Paul, 3 inches and wet. That's right. Believe it or not. And fluffy.
Yeah, we braced for some freezing and stuff, and all it did is you just got really, really cold, really windy, and rainy. So it's just been a drab. You know what I mean?
right.
And to boot, my car's been in the shop since Sunday. So like I've literally been stuck at the house like long enough to where day drinking is not fun anymore.
Man,
Like I don't even want to day drink.
I don't like being home for extended periods of time with nothing to do. Like
Yeah.
I can't. I go to bed.
Yeah,
And I understand The Shining even better.
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, when Snowmageddon happened, what, like 3 years ago? However,
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah.
3, 4 years, whenever that was. And I couldn't go anywhere for 3 days, 4 days. I mean, the people up north, it's nothing to them, but it's very unusual for us to get that much snow in Texas. Like nobody knows how to deal with
Yeah.
that. And
Well, and the temperature.
roads weren't hard to drive on because there's no snow plows. It's all ice, and it's ice. And I went stir crazy. I love my family. I love my husband. I love my son. But after being cooped up with them, all work and no play makes Monica a dull girl. Like I couldn't cope with it after a while.
You didn't go make snow angels and build a snowman
So Lucas got mad at me today because he parked his ass inside all day, playing on the iPad, watching TV, whatever, right? Snow day. They were kids, the neighbor kids across the street were running around like savages, like in the snow all day, which is cool, right? Kids should do
Right.
that. Lucas had no interest in it until about 30 minutes before sundown. And then he decided he wanted to haul ass outside in a flannel shirt and his pajama bottoms.
Sounds
And it's still snowing. Like I said, it didn't stop.
okay.
So I made his father go yell at him because I've been yelling at him like all week. I'm tired of being the bad guy. So his dad had to tell him to put pants on and a jacket on. So he goes outside, he's jacking around in our front yard, and then I go out to see where he is, and he's like a across the street in the vacant lot with some kids and a dude I don't know. And I'm like, what the? He comes running up to the edge. He's like, hey, I'm over here. I'm like, get your ass back over here, sir.
You can't do what we used to do. What are you thinking? You know,
Right.
Are you saying this is the
hang out with
70s and
strangers?
80s?
What the hell?
Yeah.
You think you're Generation X or something? Come
Yeah,
on.
right.
Get back in here.
He get the hell over here.
And then he decided that it was dark essentially, like past sundown. He's like, I'm going to go back out over there. I was like, oh, again, I don't want to be the heavy because I'm tired of like griping at him being the bad person. I'm like, go ask your dad, thinking that dad has common sense. No, dad's like, go ask your mom. I'm like, mother.
That's when he comes back. He said, well, go ask him again.
Mm-hmm. Tell him I said to think it over.
Tell him I said to get up, look outside, and then make his decision.
Yeah. And he's like, well, it's not cold to me. And I was like, okay, young blood, it's cold to me.
I'm your thermometer, not you.
Yeah. I'm responsible for you being shriveled up in a snowdrift at the end of the day. Don't do that.
I can't even imagine walking out and seeing my kids run through the fog that's behind the mosquito fogger. Like we did.
I'd lose my mind.
Oh, I would too. What in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'd be all
It's a cool
proud.
mist. What?
I'd be like, finally, no more Fortnite. Sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for him playing outside, which is fine, but he needs to put on actual clothing and not do it after the sun goes down in an empty lot with kids and a dude, a dad, I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know who the hell that is. No. I got to cook dinner. I can't stand here and watch you.
Like here.
Yeah,
I'll go play in the snow.
Yeah. Our whole yard is full of it. Come back over here. They can come into our yard.
Yeah, it's funny. My youngest, he wants his friend to come over Friday night, have a sleepover. And the dad was like, oh, well, I don't know. I got to meet the parents. And I'm like, oh, God. Because like my house,
About that.
my house is anything but conventional. You know, it's all horror themed. And, you know, I got horror movie posters and masks. And it looks like a teenager's bedroom, but an entire house of a teenager's bedroom. So I'm like, dreading it.
Breezy opens the door and he goes, nope. Turns around.
Exactly. Yeah, no.
The front of my house, like where the people would come in and I wouldn't let them pass, looks normal. Then you get into my music room and there's the collection of all the horror movie posters because we collect the Mondo horror movie posters.
Yeah,
they're all framed and they're hanging throughout our music room, down the hallway to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, basically what's behind me is almost what my whole house looks like. Literally. Like
Mine's
not
good as long as you don't get into my office and then it's just all Bigfoot stuff.
Yeah.
You know. And it's like it's like when we have like, you know, people come over and stuff and it's, you know, people that we don't know, you know, like repairman or whatever, you know. And it never fails. Every time they want to show up, I'm doing a show. Never fails.
Of course.
And, you know, I've heard them a couple of times. You know, my mother-in-law, oh, that's my son-in-law. He does his podcast. And you can hear these people going, okay. Whatever.
Somebody said that when you're the dad shows up, Breezy, you need to have your contacts in and your fangs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Back in the day, like that was me being normal was moonlighting. So like even when I'd go to HEB, like I would scare the hell out of kids. I'd just be like pushing my cart along with my white contacts and my vampire teeth, and kids would be like, yeah, run off.
Have you ever met Anne Celine?
No, I don't think so. No.
Oh, you need to meet Anne. Most of the time when she's at the conference, she's wearing her vampire fangs.
Yeah, I always keep mine in because I have rowdy teeth. so the grill makes it a lot more appealing. But they have vampire fangs with blue diamonds in them. And it's white gold, so it kind of it captures some attention.
Yeah, the first time I met Ann, I'm sitting there, we're having a conversation. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
and everybody calls her Lady Anne Celine. So I'm like, I'm looking for the whips and the chains.
Those aren't for the public.
Where are you hiding that? It's
be kind.
Please rewind.
There you go.
But
so I watched a horror movie today that I had been wanting to see.
Oh.
I watched In a Violent Nature.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I haven't.
Have you seen it yet?
We folks, we got to work on our communication skills here.
Yeah, we talked about it. Me and Tex. Yeah.
You talked about what?
In the Violent Nature.
No, we didn't.
Did we? I thought we did.
I've never
or
seen
maybe.
it.
Oh no!
I was talking about how I wanted to see it.
Yeah, you were gonna watch it, and I was highly recommended it for its gore.
Yeah, it is. It is an
Tubi?
interesting one. Definitely gore filled.
Is it on Tubi?
Where the hell was it?
I don't remember where I watched it.
I can't remember where I watched it.
But I like the
channel surfing. Oh, Shudder. It's free on Shudder.
Oh, okay.
But I did like the back. I liked how it had the back lore to it. With the, what was it? They were like old firemen or whatever. Wasn't
yeah, they were loggers.
Yeah, loggers. Yeah. I did like that touch because a lot of times the protagonist is just there just to be, and there's no real history behind it in the newer horror movies.
I mean, yeah, I did enjoy that he was a juggernaut for sure. Like he just had a mission. He obviously didn't talk. He's very Jason-esque in that regard. And if he saw a target, he just walked straight to it. Just through a lake, like whatever. He was going right for whatever the target was.
Yeah, undaunting. I dig that too.
So In a Violent Nature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's got some gore in it.
Pyromedic was saying we need to watch Nefarious.
I had a cat named Nefarious.
Why does that not surprise me?
Nicodemus and Nefarious, my two black cats.
I used to date a chick whose cat's name was Element OP.
I knew a dude who named his dog DOG.
Yeah, I've heard of that. I've never.
Took me a minute, and I was like, DOG, and he's like, "Oh, this dipshit spelling out dog." Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you're heavy into gore, In a Violent Nature is up there. I will say that it has some pretty unique kills. One specifically, the Yoga Girl's murder was excessive. Because I was watching that going, oh, dude, like, is that absolutely necessary?
I thought it was awesome. I was like, dude, that was one of the coolest kills, in a long time.
Okay. Well, don't spell it for him. Don't.
I won't.
Oh no, we're not. No, but I will just say that if I was her, I'd have stepped off the damn cliff. Because it's not like it was a sheer cliff; it was a steep slope. I'd have rolled my ass down that steep slope. That's all I'm saying. You high step it when you're running. You don't run. No, you high step that. You high step it. Knees to elbows, people. That's how you survive. Your friend gets killed. Your body isn't tripping me. I'm going down with you. I will smooth jump right over you.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Shutter app. Shutter Studio? No, that's not what I want.
It's badong. It's almost like the Netflix badong.
Yeah.
Doom doom doom. Yeah, it's awesome. But I there is, if you go on if you're going through like a Prime Stick, there is 2 different Shutter apps, and one of them has just limited amount of what you see, and the other actually has a search bar, so you can actually look up categories and search movies.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's the actual Shutter app, like the standalone Shutter app that is fully like you can look at everything Shutter has to offer. And then there's the Shutter that is, I think, attached to AMC. And that's what I used to get my Shutter through. And then Chris stopped streaming AMC because we only watch AMC for Dark Winds.
Right.
And that's not coming back until March. And we're going to be talking a lot about that when that comes back. In fact, I think we'll talk about the new episode every week when that starts in March. Because Dark Winds, I love Dark Winds.
That's the Native American one, right?
Yeah. And it's based on a book series.
Yeah, that's a good show.
It is excellent.
Yeah, that one I told you about, what was it called? Horizon. I think it's on Netflix. It's a Kevin Costner joint. But it started out really good, and that's what I texted you, Monica, about how it was like that they're trying to settle on Apache land, and the Apaches, they weren't having it. But then it got very biased. It's like, oh, these poor land grabbers that are settling on someone else's land, and yeah, how horrible it is for them. And I'm like, dude, yeah, you come and camp out in my backyard, start building a house, you're gonna have some problems, man. Like,
right?
You know,
Can I help you? Or you
No, we're not building a dance hall.
And then you start slapping my family around. Yeah, no.
It ain't happening.
Well, you can get 7 days free. You can get Shutter 7 days free trial. So
Well, get the free trial, watching A Violent Nature, and then binge some other stuff on there because there were some good movies on there.
Yeah, and also Shutter hosts all the Last Drive-ins with
Joe Bob Briggs.
Joe Bob Briggs, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which are really good to watch, because then you get informative, and then you come back acting like you know something about the movie. You're like, did you know?
I've been watching this show called Notorious, and it's pretty damn good. They go each episode like first episode's the Unabomber. You got then Timothy McVeigh, Aaron Hernandez, Balloon Boy, which I just started watching. I have no idea what that's about. Patty Hearst, which is, I had forgotten all about that case.
Yeah, that's one that doesn't come up much anymore.
Yeah, and I watched another one about Patty Hearst the other day, and I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. I hadn't looked into it in God knows how long. I didn't really know all the freaking details about it, and I'm like, this is jacked up, But
yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't know if she was really into it, if she was truly brainwashed, or what was happening there.
Well, and that's the whole problem, I mean, it's like, and I just thought it was strange that they sent her. She did more time than the other people did, and she wasn't even there.
Well, that's interesting. I'm surprised her money didn't get her out of it.
Well, that's that usually screams plant of some sort. I mean, not to get into this is all for entertainment purposes.
Everything we say is for entertainment purposes only.
Right.
The views expressed are not necessarily those of everybody else on the screen, just the person whose mouth it's coming out of.
Yeah, exactly. And look whose mouth it's coming out of. This guy. But yeah,
subscriber. Hey, Selena.
But that usually screams plant to me. You know what I mean? Like same with the with the Manson thing. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, like, how much can somebody really be held accountable for just if I tell somebody to do something, and then if I just go, hey, dude, go blah blah blah, and they do it, how am I to blame for it? You know what I mean? Like,
well, it was your intent. You're a proxy. They're your proxy at that point.
Yeah, but they don't have to. They're a free will.
Yeah, I know that, but they're clearly like.
So, by that logic, Manson shouldn't have done any time.
I personally, unless you can prove a person personally did a crime, I don't think that you should. I don't think you should be held accountable for. Okay, so if you're like a dictator, or if you have legal recourse over an individual, like certain people in history that we can all understand who I'm talking about, then yeah, you're absolutely, because if you don't, there are consequences, in your country for not doing that. But if someone tells me, hey dude, go do 95 down I-35, and I go, all I have to do is goes, no.
Yeah, but you're taking, and this is going to be a great discussion. You're taking every cult leader off the hook.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
No.
Because I
think that the people that are influenced by them are not in their right mind at that time, and they know it. And the whole thing in a cult is to create an environment where those people are no longer thinking for themselves. They're thinking what you want them to think, and they're executing what you want, your will at that point. He wanted those people dead. That's why they're dead. Yeah. So while he wasn't the one that necessarily, drove the knife home, that doesn't make him more culpable for the murder.
Right. Well, and I believe that's a big fault in our what do you call it? Not the justice system, but in mental illness. So like, if you ever been in jail, right? So many of those people should not be in jail. They are not mentally sound. You know what I mean? They should be getting help, mental freaking help. They shouldn't even be there. They're not even, they're not even like fifth grade equivalency as far as intellectual properties go, but they're in there because they made bad decisions because, and that's been a thing throughout a long time, is people were put in insane asylums, or for like back in the Gap, you used to be able to check your wife into a mental institution.
Oh yeah,
just because she was griping,
or you were tired. They also had you doctors are like, there's ghosts in your blood, you should do cocaine for that. Okay, things evolve.
And I support those doctors 100%.
And I almost got real smart ass on you, because when you're talking about
that's all right.
Those people should be, there's so many people in there that should go, to the mental care facility instead of this. I agree to a certain point, but it did Kemper so much good.
Right. Yeah. I'll go with you on that. Yeah. No, but I think that by and by that it's the same way. If it's to a point to where you have unalive somebody or you committed egregious crimes, then you still pay for those crimes, but you're looked at as mentally unstable and not as a stable individual that, you know, knew exactly what was happening when they got into that situation. Like,
See,
I'm not saying let him off the hook, not at all.
right.
But yeah, go ahead.
I think you know, there are people out there like these serial killers or mass murderers and stuff like that that have been given the death penalty, and they are to me they are clearly insane. But it is so hard. I know, especially in Texas. I actually talked to a lawyer. I got jury duty, okay, and I went on this case, and this guy had been arrested. What was it? Over 200 times.
Yeah, that's habitual,
and all for the same thing. All for the same kind of stuff. Assault, attempted rape, blah blah blah. This, you know, that type of thing.
Attempted? Were they waiting for him to actually like complete the job?
Well, he kept getting his ass whooped, and you know, I'm just saying, you know, what they call whatever. But what got him into court this time was they were having some big, I don't know if it was Kenneth Copeland or it's one of them big outfits, right? They were having a big thing down at the Fort Worth Convention Center, right? A youth thing. And there was an off-duty cop there, of course. And this guy strolls in the building and tries to get into the youth part of the services. And he's like, no, that's for youth. You know, this is like a 40-year-old man, you know. And he's like, no, you really can't, you know, blah, blah, blah. And this is all on camera. The guy looks nonchalant, right? Like he's just going to blow it off, and starts to walk out and stops and just sucker punches the cop right in the freaking nose. You know, puts him back on his heels and takes off. Runs down the block and turns the corner, and by this time he's already drawn a knife. Okay. Turns the corner and runs literally smack into some bicycle cops and tries to stab them. Okay. Well, they get him under control, arrest him, blah, 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 and that's how he ended up in court. Now, so we're not only we're not only there to decide his guilt, we're there to decide what happens to this cat, right?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so he's obviously guilty. Okay, there's no getting around that, right? And so we're hearing out the punishment phase of it, and his lawyer, it's a court-appointed lawyer, his lawyer is trying his best to get us to go lenient on the guy, you know, because he clearly has mental issues and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. He's doing his job, right? And we go back to deliberate. We come back, and we're all over the map. We're everything from minimum to life, right? Because it's aggravated assault 3 times on peace officers. You know, the guy's going away for at least 15, right? And I remember we were sitting in the jury room, and they were passing for some reason they wanted to see the knife because there were some questions about how dangerous it actually was. Okay. And it was like a 4-inch lock blade or 5-inch lock blade. And it's being passed around and everything. And these older women are going, well, that doesn't look like a real dangerous weapon and all this kind of stuff. And I got it, and I went, snapped it open. It scared the hell out of them, right? Oh, my God. You know? So we go back, and we haven't decided yet. So we go back into the courtroom, and this guy's defense attorney's got him on the stand. He's trying to prove just how unstable he is and that kind of thing, and that he could really, that he's. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why he was on the stand, but anyway, he was on the stand. So during his testimony, when his lawyer's trying to plead for leniency, this cat loses his mind, jumps out of the witness box, and charges the jury box. Right? So me and this other cat, we stand up, and of course they get him before he gets to us. So we're sent back to the jury room. We come back out with 55 years. Eligible after 35. He's going away, dude.
What an idiot.
Yeah, this guy was clearly unstable. Clearly. But what do you do with him?
Yeah.
Because and afterwards I was talking, my whole point was after the trial, I was talking to the prosecutor and the defense attorney, and because they were and I'm like, and I asked why the defense attorney didn't try to go for the insanity plea, right? And they were telling me it is so difficult to make the insanity plea stick,
right,
in Texas especially. They were like, you have to unalive your mother and sleep with her body for like 2 weeks to even, and that may not even do it. It's like, wow. So,
yeah. I think on that note, there's a many a slip between a cup and a lip when it comes to, and also because, this is a long road, and I know BMR hasn't got to say a word yet. What's up,
no,
BMR?
I'm just sitting in the background. Hello, Mr. Joe Breezy. No, I do text. Whatever.
Whatever.
I'm trying to take care of something on the back end. Sorry, guys.
Yes, she's taking care of something on the back end. But thanks
Robert for fishing for subscribers. That's what he's doing.
Don't say that in front of me.
I'm just fishing for subscribers. No, actually, I do love Monica's show, and I only need 7 more subscribers at 5,000. So, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Tex. I was not going to even bring that up tonight.
Well, I'll look out for you, brother.
I know you will, man. I'm at 4,993 subscribers.
So we need 9 more people to hop on board.
Actually, 10 for insurance purposes, yes.
Now you're just getting greedy.
No, I'm not, because it's going to show 5,000. Then tomorrow morning it's going to be 4,997.
Well, get
so
this.
I'm going to get all excited. I'm going to be all excited for 5K. And then there's always 1 or 2 to fall off. That's how it happens. It goes like that all the time.
We were on the girls show a while ago, and Pancho Zorch says if BMR hits 5,015 by tonight, he will model his full body pantyhose at the conference.
Well, Tex will, not BMR.
No. Pancho.
Oh, Pancho will. Oh,
Pancho said that. I said, if you just hit 5,000 by Friday, I won't model my full body.
I did say at the end of the Blonde show that because they come out tomorrow at 8:00 Central or 7 Central.
Yeah.
If I hit 5,000 by tomorrow, by the time their show comes on, I'm going to we're going to raffle off 2 of my books, Bigfoot, my first and second book. We're going to raffle them off for everybody. We're going to have a little raffle, and then I think the Blondes are throwing a T-shirt.
I'll go ahead and throw in one. I'll throw in a T-shirt too.
No, you don't have to text.
Yeah, I'll throw in a Dogman T-shirt for you.
But now, if we get 5,000 on Monica's show, we can raffle off a book tonight for Monica.
Yeah.
You're using the wrong word.
What do you mean, raffle? What's wrong with raffle?
Raffles usually cost money.
No. If I had 5,000 subs on this show, I'm okay. rephrase it then. On Our Paranormal World with Monica Rollins,
Give away.
featuring Breezy Tex and BMR, I'll raffle off 2 books on this show. How's that sound?
Ah, there you go.
And I mean for free.
Yeah.
Just send me your address. I'll sign them and I'll mail them to you.
I'll throw in a
7
pair
new
of boxes.
subscribers.
I got you.
As long as they're not washed, buddy, I'll wrap them in that. We'll package it up nicely.
Oh, I don't watch them at all. So you're good.
He just stands them in the corner.
They stand in the corner. They stand in the corner.
They look like the American flag on the moon landing. They just kind of.
You know, they stand in there.
Oh, you know, yeah, I'm not going there. Never mind.
Hey, Monica, you got that figured out? What I told you?
I have not gotten that figured out, but I will.
Oh
do my
boy.
best.
Okay. You got to go in
Anything I
this.
can help with?
Yeah, I'm not going to stay on air. So yeah, just blah blah blah. Go in the studio. You'll figure it out.
I'm in the studio. I'm looking.
Okay. Very nice. I figured you were.
So Tex, Sunday, I know I had to take a rain check on Sunday. So this Sunday, you down to do on the front porch? You want to do the flat Earth thing?
Well, we can do.
Now wait a minute. You guys doing the Flat Earth show?
Me and Tex have been trying to put the wrenches on it.
Wow.
Yep.
You ever pour a glass of water over a globe?
Yeah, it doesn't work.
Okay, I'm just asking. That's all.
No, well, we're not going to be so just to bring BMR up to date.
Yeah, please.
I don't really I don't debate it, but I do point out things that that we were taught that do not make sense, that I just can't buy anymore whenever you take yourself away from the narrative. And that to me brings up a bigger question. So that question leads me to subscribe to, it's just like the same thing as we all do, right?
Yeah.
You know, there's no such thing as Bigfoot. There's no such thing as ghosts. There's no such thing as monsters under your bed, spirits or sprites, or, you know, so we're all taught that. But then when you start actually looking at evidence and blocking away what you're indoctrinated into, you start seeing things and questioning things that make you go, And I've told that to Monica before plenty of times. She's like, I bet it made you go, because you know. But so that's my whole take on it is, it's more of a disbelief of what I've been told my whole life, and actually looking at, you know, with my own eyes about certain things that make me sway towards the other side. And, you know, it's just like anything. And I've told Tex and Monica this before on the show before plenty of times. Until we actually get there, or until we actually get to see it for ourselves, all we're doing is going off of other people's accounts, you know. So we don't actually know, you know.
Right.
And, you know, until you let me walk on the moon, then I'm not going to buy the fact that we went there. Yeah. So shit like that.
Well, the moon is, boy, yeah, it's been. Yeah,
but we won't go there. We won't go there. Tonight.
Yeah, you know, I tell you what, I did a show that this was a couple of years ago. Tex was on, and I do believe back in the day, Justin Jones was with us, and we did that. I proposed that we never went on the moon. Do you know that I got that show taken off by YouTube? It got taken down.
Really?
Yeah. But it was kind of peculiar because you can go on these big, huge channels. They talk about it all the time, you guys. But why was I, flagged? I don't know. That was
right. Yeah. Because it's easier to shut you down whenever you have low numbers than to take someone down like Joe Rogan or somebody who's got
Yeah.
you know, a huge following, and there's going to be upheaval if, you know, if his comments are censored. You know, it's easier to censor the small than it is to censor the large.
You know, so let me ask you, Joe.
Not saying you're small.
Well, I'm done with the package talk because that was done over Christmas. Thank you to Monica. But I must say though, what do you think is on the dark side of the moon, Joe?
I don't, man. Honestly, the way I believe, I don't know if there is one. I really don't know. At this point in my life, and you know, it's an illuminary, and that's what it is. I mean, and a lot of this goes to biblical text, right? And so, everybody might not be a believer in biblical text, but you know, in day one, God created light, but He didn't create the sun and the moon until day 4. So there was light, you know, and there was the Spirit hovering above the waters. What were the waters if there was no earth created at the time? So into the abyss, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of those whenever you combine, and not just biblical, right, but also, and I was talking to Monica about this, also Egyptian, Sumerian, Aztec, Mayan, you know, all these civilizations, they all, if you ever actually look into their ideology of what the earth was, you know, they all look the same. All the imagery is the same. You know, it's a domed piece, flat, with kind of like a root system of cavernous dwellings, you know, and that goes into hollow. You can break that down into hollow earth or whatever. I just find it fascinating that all these civilizations, that ancient civilizations that didn't have any communication with each other, all come up with the same ideology of what it was. So that brings an interesting point. You know, it's is that a you know is that a proof positive, or is that a smoking gun? No, but it's definitely worth something looking at.
Yeah. Were you going to chime in text or no?
I'm trying to help Monica.
Good.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought.
You're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, let's get that taken care of because that's really important. I will say this. I talked to some guy about the dark side of the moon, and we talked about whether we went to the moon or not. We're not going to talk about that. This man was telling me, now this guy believes in extraterrestrials and such, and he was telling me, and I talked to this guy for quite some time. He won't really come on the show, which always is applause for, okay, maybe he does not want to be ridiculed or made fun of, but he was telling me that he believes that the moon is an actual, on the dark side of the moon, is a lunar landing for all of the Galactic Federation, right? And that is kind of like, how shall you say, a weighing station for like the 18 wheelers on the road, where they stop, and that's like their midpoint between going from galaxy to galaxy, planet to planet, and they sit there, they hang out, re-energize, rest, wherever they want, and there's actually an alien civilization over there.
Yeah, there's bases. The theory on that one, is that there are bases. There's the Soul Cube. There's the Crystal Towers, and also the moon is one of the biggest in our solar system. Is one of the biggest sources of helium-3, which is apparently a big part of the fueling system for UFOs. Like I know the theory of it. But Whether I personally buy it or not, it's totally different story. But yeah, I can go on that one for hours.
Hey, listen, Joe. I'm not saying I buy it, but Tex always says, "Rob, you believe in everything," as he always says. But which is always just poking fun at me. But I don't. I don't discredit it.
Yeah, I'm not kicking it out of bed unless I know for a fact that.
I also believe, Joe, there's probably a hollow earth. I don't think the earth is flat. I will go on record and say that, but I will say this. I think there's a hollow earth. Oh, but no, I'm all up for the opinion, the debate on the flat earth. So I love all these types of topics. I just don't see how that's plausible, but I think it's very plausible there's a hollow earth. I believe that the moon has an alien base somewhere. Much like here in our planet Earth, the state of Michigan, I know, not as fact that there's alien bases beneath Lake Superior, Lake Huron, and the Upper Peninsula. Hell,
Lake
probably
Erie,
Lake Erie, all of them, man.
Yeah. No, and that's why I don't debate it, and I don't get offended when people go, because look, I'll just put it this way. When I first heard when that whole thing was coming out about, flat earth, I thought it was the dumbest shit I ever heard in my life. I was like, these people have lost their damn minds.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I actually went, okay, let me see what makes these people think this stupid crap, that I went, wait a minute. Yeah, that's true. Wait a minute. Yeah, wait a minute. And here I am. Sorry, Monica. Didn't mean to.
Okay, no, it's a good conversation.
Hey,
I always
you're
send her stuff, and she's like,
I'm just like,
biggest
yeah,
eye
all
roll.
right. All right.
The eyes go roll all the way back.
So yeah, what we're trying to figure out on the back end, I can't fix right now. I have to go into YouTube and fill out some paperwork apparently.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you got to do the whole partner thing.
I did. That's what's
When?
pissing me off when I first started. When it first came around that I could do all of that, I filled everything out.
Huh. Okay.
because you were for a while already.
It did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
It is
Did you get
weird.
Demonetized?
Maybe. But I didn't get any notifications that I was.
There's no alerts up on the studio up there.
Monocanized.
Demonetized. Well,
Oh boy, stop.
Come
No, but
on.
no. I know.
Chris is the only one that gets monocanized.
Yeah.
Now I've heard I don't know exactly what y'all are talking about, but I know there's been a lot of monetization policy changes on YouTube lately, because I've seen a handful of creators that I follow. Well, I don't really follow them, but especially now that I don't have a car, I don't have a choice. So I've been watching a lot of them, and they're like, dude, what the hell is going on? And there's ripples in the water, I'll put it that way. But I don't know, I don't know nothing about it.
No, I'm trying to figure out why my monetization isn't turned on and I can't even find it. So I go into it and it's asking for paperwork that I've already submitted.
No.
And
So
my monetization was on previously because I was doing, stickers and chats and things.
Right.
Like a week or two ago, I was getting those and I just didn't think anything of it. And BMR pointed out that it wasn't on. That's why I was back there trying to figure out what's up. So I'll have to resubmit everything, I guess.
They're punishing you for hanging out with me. They're like, oh, she's kicking it with Breezy. Now we're taking that away.
That's okay. That's no big deal.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
I must say that it's all. Yeah. Actually, that sucks, Monica, because I'd be ticked off. I was just so ticked. This is not even close to your little issue. I screwed up my computer today.
Yeah,
I couldn't exit out of anything. I couldn't toggle on anything. I couldn't turn. I had to physically hit the button on my tower to turn off my computer. In fact, on Kristen and Brandy's show, The Blondes and the Booze, I had to turn off the power button to get out of it. So, and I don't know what I did, you guys. So then texted, well, he's going on with Monica today. I said, oh man, yeah, I'm gonna pop on there. But I didn't really want to because I was infuriated with my computer. And guess what I did? I just started hitting buttons like I did to screw everything up. And lo and behold,
Fixed
that's
it.
what happened. I'm not taking any credit for the fix. I just haphazardly started clanking on my keyboard. And it all went back to normal.
Clankety clank clank.
Clankety clank clank. Clankety clank clank.
Well, I'm glad it's back to normal.
Yeah.
Because an evening without BMR is no evening at all.
Well, thank you so
very
much.
much so.
Thank you so much. And also, I'm 7 subscribers away, Monica, from 5,000.
Well, then I think everybody who is not subscribed to BMR needs to head over there.
And I will say this tonight, Monica. If I hit 5,000 during this show, I will donate, not raffle, as texted. I will donate a free book to number 5,000 if we can track that somehow. Wow.
Ooh, you actually can track it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how.
You can count backwards because it tells you when you have a new subscriber.
Oh.
Just count backwards.
Well, if they're on private, you don't know.
Well, then take it off private.
No,
If you would like to work from BMR, otherwise somebody else is going to get your
private. Because with almost 5,000 subscribers, I only know personally by looking on the computer 1,200 people because everybody else has a private thing going on.
Okay. Well, if you'd like a book, don't subscribe in private. How's that?
There you go.
We're going to be donating that book to somebody else.
Yeah. Be
Take it off, subscribe, put it back on.
I don't know what grandizer means by BMR's taking away subs like Debo steals chairs. That's really, I don't know what that is, quite frankly.
Taking away subs like Debo steal.
I just took mine in.
Debo. Friday?
Friday, yeah.
Yeah, well, well, Monica and Donnie will get their 1,000 pretty readily. I don't really.
I'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's be real about my show. It's not terribly structured. I'm not in this to like be famous. I'm not in this to make a ton of money. I do it because it's fun, and if people enjoy me and they enjoy us, then by all means subscribe.
And Monica, you're the same sentiment for me. Hey, listen, I don't care. I love doing this. I love doing it. When you get involved with it and things, you like anybody, everyone's competitive. You like to just go as high as you can, Number one, if I did not like doing this, I wouldn't do this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I think like you, Monica, like Tex, Breezy, Donnie don't give a flying rat's ass. We do it because we have fun. And guess what? When you have fun, it projects it to the audience and they like you, they subscribe to you. I've never had problems in subscribers. I will promote the 5,000 because it's a milestone.
Sure.
But once I hit the 5,000, I won't do this again until 10,000 rolls around in another, half a century, right? So, hey, it is what it is. But I'm prideful because I tell you what, I'm prideful. Like Tex was back when he hit it. It's kind of a cool thing because
that is a cool.
People they respect your content. They like what you do. 5,000 people aren't on a whim. Hey, I'll subscribe to this guy. What is Bigfoot? I'll subscribe anyway. No. You know what I mean? It's a pride thing. It's a cool thing. And whether I get it or not.
And we're competitive. Because I'll tell you what, if we were playing in sports ball, I would drop my shoulder and run.
Oh my God, you said sports ball, Jason.
I just did that to annoy you.
You did. And by the way, I did win my fantasy football championship.
How did you not tell me that? What is wrong with you?
I won. My fourth championship. Yes. And also my Detroit Lions, to see my fantasy little winter cat here, are going to the playoffs on a sad note. On a sad note, Monica, as you well know, I wanted to go to New Orleans to celebrate Monica's birthday.
My crew
Never-
is shrinking.
I never been to New Orleans, and I told her I'm coming if the playoffs are not on the weekend
I know.
of her event. And guess what, you guys? The schedule came out yesterday.
Guess
and
when
I
it
typed
is.
Monica, and it's exactly when Monica is in New Orleans, and my Lions are playing in round 2 of the playoffs because we got to bye because we ended up being 15-2 this year, by the way, everybody. So Monica, if I don't see you then, I'll see you for sure in September.
I will see you for sure in September. Hopefully, I'll see you before
that's
that.
That'd be nice to see you before. It really would.
I'll see Monica in March, and I'll see
September's
Breezy.
guaranteed.
Get down in San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to see all you guys before September, including you, Donnie Cho. I just saw you popped in.
But y'all guys still got to come.
San Antonio? When is that, Texas?
March 29th, I believe. It's the
Oh,
Paracon.
Now, that's not during March Madness, is it? My big gambling week. Oh, my gosh. Never forget.
You mean this March coming? Like within a couple months?
Yeah.
Oh, well, then y'all are going to be right in town for the Cult Classic.
Oh, okay.
Because that's what. Let me look around.
Hey, when's the movie getting filmed so I can be on film?
That's going to be, well, they're only on page 22 of the script, and I told them that you're definitely part of my contract. Like,
Oh, you're so sweet.
yeah, I was like, no Monica, no me. And they're like, who's Monica? I don't care. You're
Like, what the hell's that?
They're like, you're the only Indian we know.
Get out there, dude.
So yeah, but yeah, so what is it? March 20 or 28th, 29th, and 30th is Cult Classic. And out here in Bastrop. So y'all are gonna be like right down the road.
Yeah.
So y'all gotta swing by the night before.
So
and
that's
hang out,
in
party.
March.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
And we'll be there. I'll be there Friday. I'm coming down Friday. Me and Nick are coming down Friday.
Nick Shaughnessy.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a cool guy.
Yeah, we're doing a convention that same weekend. So we got Joe Bob Briggs, Rhonda Shears, the dude that plays Dante in all the Adam Sandler movies, the stoner dude. He's gonna be out. There's more that I can name. Yeah, there's a ton of them. It's gonna be a blast. And I'll get y'all all in VIP style, hopefully.
Oh wow.
Well, I'll have to go karaokeing with Tex. It's a requirement to hang out with Tex.
Yes.
Right.
We did a beautiful rendition of the Queen
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. We really did.
Who
yeah,
else?
but if y'all can just swing by, take a pit stop on the way in, come kick it. And
So we're gonna be kicking. This is in March.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
28th, 29th, 30th. That weekend, plan on being in San Antonio all weekend.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'm gonna write that down on this piece of paper.
And you can actually fly into San Antonio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's easy.
Well, I fly wherever I go, man. You know that.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to fly into any, you don't have to fly to
any hub.
DFW.
Yeah, a hub. Yeah.
Or DFW, and you're 3 hours away from Jefferson. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, you can fly directly
Fly
into San
into-
Antonio.
Okay, so for Jefferson, technically, you can fly into the Tyler Airport. We've flown speakers into Tyler before for the conference
Oh, okay.
in Jefferson.
Ooh,
And I will say Shreveport is a hell of a lot closer than DFW. You can also fly into Shreveport.
There you go.
Thanks for that information, which I wish I would have had 2 years ago because I flew into Dallas.
He had to ride in with the.
I rode in with Randy for like, I don't know.
Oh, lucky you.
Hey, let me tell you, Monica. I don't know if you heard the story.
I love Randy.
I do. Oh, first time I met Randy, I'm leaving the Dallas airport. Randy said he'd come pick me up, and I did not know. Like, I thought that he was on the ground level, where all the buses are and all the taxis. But I know there's just like this gazebo vestibule before you get to the road, and I'm walking straight to the exit doors. Some guy goes, "Hey," and I just look. Randy's sitting on a bench. Hey, I'm like, Randy? He goes, yeah. First time I ever met Randy, Hey, man, this is a weird airport. Yeah, it's so big. There's like whatever. So we get in the car and I go, how long does it take to get there? It's about 3.5 hour ride. I'm like, God. So, and this is like early in the morning. But I tell you what is the best. I tell you what, I know Tex and Randy are great buddies and they always kid with each other, but it was a great, we got in this car, we drove. I had such a good time with Randy, getting to know him a lot better personally versus on YouTube and stuff. And he took me to the most wonderful gas station in the world.
Oh, Buc-ee's.
75 gas pumps.
Yeah.
You walk in, it's a sea of stacked jerky on the wall. There was Christmas trees.
It's a whole shopping experience.
There was clothing.
Walmart and gas station.
Food.
It really is.
There was even sushi. 75 types of coffees.
Mm-hmm. I like their slushies. They're frosty.
Oh boy! And then he turned me on to the beaver pellet.
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver nuggets.
Beaver pellets.
I bet it did.
Frankly, it looks like a big baked
Beaver
rat
balls.
turd.
Those are not as good as the nuggets. I'm just going to warn you right now.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
Lord.
it was marvelous time.
The salted caramel nuggets are the best. I got those over Christmas.
Well, yeah, and I didn't want to leave this place.
So good.
I did not want to leave.
And they have a whole deli restaurant in the back.
Oh,
you can order from a touch
oh.
screen, and then they call your number, and the food is actually good. It's actually good.
Well,
and they make their own fudge on site.
Oh boy,
yeah. And then in the center, they're making the barbecue sandwiches and all that kind of stuff. And you have the Bucky chips that are,
I like the Bucky chips.
I do love the Bucky chip. They're cut.
I like their apple pie, which is a flour tortilla stuffed with apple pie filling, deep fried, and then rolled in cinnamon sugar.
Y'all know what's crazy is out in
So if you don't have diabetes.
I do actually.
Oh no.
Out in Bastrop in I want to say the late 90s, like 97, 98, they converted it was a regular gas station into a Buc-ee's. And that was the first time I ever heard about Buc-ee's. But there was nothing special about it except you could buy like a giant coffee for like 45 cents. And that was like the coolest thing about it. Other than that, it was a regular convenience store.
Yeah.
And then ipso facto, fast forward decades down the line, but I'm like, they're making a Buc-ee's, and I'm like, oh wow, big deal. And then they mowed this whole thing. I'm like, holy shnikes, like that's a buck. Okay, they made mad money off of those 45-cent coffees.
Yeah, apparently, yeah.
I've got to say, through all my I've done a lot of traveling, and every time I go on a travel, it's really an experience for me. And when I was with Randy, too, another quick thing I want to talk about gas stations, and I guess this is a southern thing. I did notice this in Alabama. We went to another. It wasn't a Buc-ee's, I put that on a pedestal, right? But we walked into another huge, beautiful gas station. They got all the conveniences you could want. Then I go down this corridor looking for a bathroom, right? And then it said truckers only or drivers only. And I walk in there, you guys, and there's like an 18. No.
I think it's
No, But you know what? It was, if I had time to spare, I'd have kicked it because it was a movie theater.
Shut up, really?
They had a movie screen and they had leather sofas and all these truckers were in there. And then I ventured into the bathroom and there was lockers in there and showers.
Showers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are video
I found out
arcades in Dallas on Harry
Huh?
Hines.
Well, I
It's
got-
that kind
I
of
found-
video arcade.
Oh God, and I don't mean to sound creepy, but then I found out, because that's not my thing, of course. But I found out they have these things set up for the overall drivers, right? A place for them when they've been driving too long, kick it. They have their own locker.
Yeah.
It's a legit thing where they
Well,
hang
they're
out.
required to log their sleep hours.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
this was like a logging station for over the
Was
road
it
drivers.
was it a cuties? A QT? Quick, they call them quick trips,
Trip.
but they're QT.
You know what? I
Or a
think
love.
that,
Love is
you know
big.
what? That does ring a bell. That might be it.
Yeah,
You
because
see
those
those
are
trucks, though, it's usually Loves.
Yeah.
Oh, Love.
Loves
Love,
or
it was
Flying
Loves.
J's.
Monica was Loves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was Love.
Yeah, Loves, Flying J's, and I think QTs are, because whenever I used to go touring, anytime you got into the north side, like Indiana or anywhere above, I'd say Tennessee, that's where you'd find those. And it blew my mind back in the early to mid 2000s when we go go tour up, like I said, don't want to sound redundant, but like Indiana, East Coast, Upper East Coast area, that's where you'd find all those. And they'd have the movie theaters, freaking you could rent the
Theaters.
showers. Yeah.
Mm.
It was crazy. Yeah. Mind blowing. And then you
I'm
see
just
all the lot
saying.
lizards.
There are movie theaters on Harry Hines, too. Are they those kind of movie theaters?
Yeah. The Pee Wee Herman movie theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Dex knows what I'm talking about.
I know. Yes, I do.
The guy that sings the Christmas song was busted there along with Pee Wee Herman. Yeah, Wham. Well, I knew about
Yeah.
Wham long ago.
Oh,
Wow.
in a public bathroom in a park.
But that's like, that goes right back to
I never heard about that.
You didn't? Oh, I'll tell you after the show.
that goes right back to the Charles Manson. That's nobody's business. Just keep doing your thing.
But I do love traveling on the road, in the air, and Tex knows I got over the air was crazy. A year prior, I got busted as a cocaine dealer. It was crazy.
That was
Distribution.
hilarious, dude.
Intent to sell, crossing
Intent to-
state line.
yeah, I was-
There's a lot of
I
federal
was
charges
trans-
racking up there.
Listen, long story short, I got pulled over. Not pulled over. My bag went the wrong way down the line into security. They thought I was baking cocaine. Well, I kind of said it myself. to be honest with
Baking
you.
it.
Baking.
I had a
Yeah.
Bigfoot cast that Tex bought me.
You
The hell you
can.
bake it.
So I said, hey, they pulled in my bag. My bag got flagged. They go, what is this? I said, oh, you guys, yeah, it's cocaine baked into a Bigfoot thing.
Oh,
Cast.
And 20 people.
Dude, that's
came.
actually genius.
And then 30 people, man, came over and inspected my bag, right? I said, no, it's not. I'm not a drug smuggler. I'm making
smart
a joke.
ass. Okay.
Sorry, I'm making a joke. So good old BMR breaks down his story. I said, hey, man, I'm BMR, man. I'm on YouTube.
Do you know who I
Subscribe. I'm
am?
on the live
I am
awake at
Joe
5,000.
Rogan. I am Joe Rogan. So I started busting out some Bigfoot stories, and everyone. Then before you know it, oh yeah, you're fine. But now they won't let me leave. They want to hear more stories, and I'm like, hey man, I gotta catch this plane. I'm 2 minutes takes off. Oh, you missed it already, man. It's in the air. So I had to wait another 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours and $200 later, just drinking at the bar, telling Bigfoot stories, I finally made it home. In fact, Tex and Jason drove home from Alabama, and I took an airplane. They beat me home.
That's hilarious. Is that 12 hours, 12, 14 hours?
Yep.
Driving.
Yep.
Yeah.
12-hour drive.
I tell you guys, it's fantastic. I love that story. It was a great time. You know, if I
And
had
he
opened
actually
my
left
mouth,
the hotel before we did.
I left before you got. I left in the morning. I got home. You know, I
See,
spent
that's why I
all my.
wanted you to go to New Orleans with me because it's never a dull time with BMR.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's. I'm good
Next
time.
year, next year. I
I'm
mean, I
good
take a
time.
trip every year for my birthday.
Okay,
So
well, let me know. Make sure it's not during football season, would you?
I think I
Even
streamed it
though it's
last.
tough because you are a January baby, so
are you.
I am 27th. Yep.
Yeah. Mine's just at the beginning. Yours is at the end.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Texas, I believe, is in March.
Yep.
Yep.
Day before St. Patty's Day. Talk about a party when I was young.
Oh boy!
I bet.
When I owned the bar, St. Patty's Day was beautiful and scary all at the same time.
That's Greenville Avenue in Dallas. It is insanity. Like from one tip to the other, like it is craziness
Yeah.
on St. Patrick's Day. Did you ever go?
Even as a young, and I was just saying, even when I was like in my teens and my 20s, I hated Dallas. I'm just saying, and I would not go
I
there.
prefer Fort Worth to Dallas too.
And if I could avoid it at all costs, I did not go to Dallas. I didn't want to go party over there. I didn't want to go visit over there. I didn't want to drive through it. And there wanted nothing to do with Dallas. Fort Worth all day long. Fort Worth
is really cool and really relaxed. It's laid back. I'd hang out in Fort Worth before I'd hang out in downtown Dallas. That's for dang sure. I only go into downtown when I have to, when I have projects there.
That night that when we was at Josh's conference, and I had everybody go to the stockyards because I wanted everybody to see the stockyards. What I didn't know was that it was
It's at Chisholm Trail days.
no, it was there was a TCU game, and there was something else going on. Oh, and the Cadillac had burned down. And I mean, it was I took everybody over to the White Elephant, which is my favorite saloon there.
Yeah.
And, because you had the White Elephant Saloon, you had the White Elephant Beer Garden right next to it. And I took everybody to the saloon.
I played the White Elephant.
Oh, have you?
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I used to go to JR's.
And the Rail Club.
JR's.
Oh,
Filthy McNasties.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was under 21 and JR's was where you could get in.
Yeah.
And then Chisholm Trail days.
No, PR. You're talking about PRs.
Is it PR's? I thought it was JR's.
PR. Yeah.
Okay.
PRs is where you go when you get lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where the guy was like, why don't you say, he saw my California license and he was like, why don't you say something? I want to hear your accent. And I was like, yeah, I'm not the one with the accent here, bro.
That's when you really got to throw out the Valley Girl thing because that's what they want.
Oh my God. Like, what do you want to hear?
they're talking about. Oh, boy. Hey, talking about bars and crazy stuff. Someone mentioned dirty something or another. I was in San Antonio, right? And I ended up on the Riverwalk, and I ended up at this place called Dirty Nelly's. I said that's perfect for BMR, right? Walk in, and it was with a friend of mine because it was a work thing too, as well. So I was kind of hanging out with this one dude, and this was an Irish pub, but not really. It's hard to explain. It was nice and dark. I like the dark, dingy bars. I like darkness.
Yeah, I like that.
I like dirt and just cringe when I go into a bar.
Somewhere you don't feel safe.
Absolutely. A place where I have to have my eyes focused on the front door.
There's a lot of those in Fort Worth.
So I go in there and we're having a great time, and we're singing all, and everyone busts out in song. We're all singing, "Oh, Danny boy," blah blah blah. Whatever.
Safe haven.
And we're all arm in arm. Then, Billy Joel comes on. I'm the piano man. Play us
Was
a
it a real
song
Boondock
for
Saints
free.
moment?
Huh? What's that?
I said, was it a real Boondock Saints moment?
Yes. Absolutely, 1,000%. And good old BMRs got there at noon, and right around 8:00 at night, I'm still there. And I'm like, I'm picking up the bar tab.
Oh.
Yeah, breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Oh, shit.
I'm BMR. Now, I'm not known as BMR. I'm just the basic Rob at the time. And I should open my trap. I got socked with a $1,245 bar tab, man.
Good God Almighty!
Nice.
Slapping on. Oh, and by the way, I'm married at the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'll get you.
I know
That'll
the
get you
story.
in deep
I've heard
water.
this.
And the credit card bill was not like my credit card. It was like the one we both used.
The joint.
And I
account,
kind of
yeah.
forgot about, the
You
good
don't
time I
forget
had.
those things. There's some things you just
And
don't
she
forget.
got the credit card bill, goes, what was this $12.99 at Dirty Nelly's? Now, of course, she thinks I'm at a strip club.
It sounds like one.
Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Oh, said, oh, yeah, it was a business function. I should have went to the company card. I gave him the wrong card by mistake. Oh, okay. Well, we're not paying this, are we? I said, yeah, we are. I'll get reimbursed at work. So paid it, of course. Never got reimbursed from work.
I was gonna say no, you're not.
I know I'm not. So, she kind of forgot about that one. Yeah, but anyways, it was a great time. Great time had. And yes, Monica, I like to have a lot of fun, as does Tex. And
As does Monica, by the way. You will learn.
Well, I'm glad. I can't wait. I can't wait to find out.
I get into situations. I am the orchestrator of situations.
Oh, okay.
And other people execute them, but I orchestrate them.
You're an instigator.
I am.
You and Bob.
Manipulate.
I'm the planner.
You and Bob Van Buren are the exact same. Nothing but pot stirrers and troublemakers.
I will find a jacked up situation and make it worse.
Or you might find a boring situation.
You know what? Run through that emu farm naked. What could go wrong? I dare you.
Oh, God. Hey, why don't you
Good morning. Nobody's
golf
around. Come on.
Hey, be like Bruce Willis and walk on that shattered glass pavement ahead of you, leading to the fire pit.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, that's a good one. So since Christmas just passed, how do y'all feel on Die Hard? Is that a Christmas movie or not?
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely a Christmas movie. Absolutely.
So is Lethal Weapon.
Yep.
So is Lethal Weapon.
Absolutely.
And see,
And Gremlins.
Die Hard might be a hard
Gremlins.
draw, but part 2 is on Christmas also, so I'm keeping it.
I don't remember part 2 as well. I just remember an airplane and snow.
But it was Christmas. But it was in New York instead of in LA. Yeah, because he was the New York cop in LA, and then he became an LA cop and went to New York, and same situation happened. But yeah, I agree.
I took a lot of flack for this past Christmas, Monica. I think it was with you on your show. What's the movie with Jimmy Stewart again?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's More of a Life.
I said that was not a Christmas story.
I've never seen it.
And I did not like it. And you know how many people gave me negative comments?
I believe it.
1,000.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
maybe
said
it's
at work that I had never seen it. I got jumped.
Warming story.
It's
Boring.
on Christmas.
Boring.
That's like saying
Every
Every
Christmas
time a
Carol.
bell rings, an angel gets its wings.
You can take that. You can take that movie and
I watched Dennis Leary in The Ref. Right?
Yeah,
I watched
that's a
Amos
good
and
one.
Andrew.
Amos and Andrew.
Amos and Andrew is funny. It's got I think Nick Cage in it. I didn't see it this year and it's been a minute. It's got Samuel L. Jackson in it.
Oh, I love him.
It's pretty funny.
Jack Ferguson. Donnie Joe. Titanic was a Christmas movie.
Only communists don't like It's a
On
Wonderful
top
Life.
of the world.
I've never
Yeah,
seen
I don't know. Only
Pure
communists.
Divide.
Yeah, well, I'm a commie grandizer.
You know what I watch though that I do watch every year is White Christmas. I do love White.
I like that. Yeah, I dig me some Bing
I'm
Crosby.
dreaming of a
Yeah, I know, and I like musicals. I didn't know I like musicals. I love My Fair Lady. I love My Fair Lady.
You know, one of my favorite musicals
Yeah.
besides Little Shop of Horrors
Mm.
is Seven Brides for Seven Brothers.
Oh my god, I love that movie too. I got
I'm
Chris to watch
grateful
it
all
and
the
we bought
time,
it.
grandizer. I don't need a Christmas movie to tell me that, buddy.
You know what other one I like? Best Little Whorehouse in Texas.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Texas has a whorehouse in it.
I went into that one as a young kid thinking it was going to be something that it didn't turn out to be. It was kind of
Yeah, I bet you did.
I was like, a what? A what? Oh, hell yeah, I'm written this. And no. I was
No, it's
totally
just Dolly
disappointed.
Parton singing about hard candies and Christmas time.
Yeah.
What's
There
the,
was a-
guy, what's that
There was
one?
a full bottle of lotion.
What's that one? I don't want to talk about Christmas stories, but what's the one with the kid Robbie with the glasses? And
Oh, Christmas Story.
Okay,
Christmas
that's
Story.
okay.
You know, I've never watched
You know why?
that movie.
The only reason I like that, the only reason I like that is because Darren McGavin is in it. Because he was Kolchak.
I
the
love
Night
him.
Stalker.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember
Yeah, that was-
seeing A Christmas Story in the movie theaters when it first came out.
Yeah.
In a packed movie theater.
Yeah.
That house isn't far from you, BMR. That was filmed in Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay.
And that house is actually just went up for sale for I think like 1.2 mil, which is insane if you think about how much money you could make if you had that kind of money, how much you could make off of it by using it, as a filming location, nostalgia place. You could turn it into a B&B, and have people come out there and take pictures and blah blah blah, whole 9 yards. But yeah, I think that's in South Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. I know a lot. I know a weird amount of Cleveland lore, and I got two friends that are from Cleveland, Ohio, and they're like, "Dude, how do you know more than I do?" I'm like, I don't know. It's just it's a very spooky place. There's a lot of
I was down in Cleveland 2 years ago on the Flats downtown. How they redid the Flats. That is a creepy, spooky, and cool all at the same time.
Yeah, very very cool spot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go all the way up to Lake Erie, and so then you have like that's where like the Bigfoot's things, and then you got the giant mounds out there. There's the Franklin Castle is out there. There's just a ton of really cool stuff out in Cleveland. Yeah. And Ohio, Serpent's Mound. If Serpent Mound it's not in Cleveland. It's about 3 hours south of Cleveland, but that's like one of the closest things to Stonehenge that America has. And it's a huge serpent mound you can only see it from the air. If you're on the ground, you can't see it. So what's the point of building it? And it's every ridge in the snake is aligned to the solstices and the equinoxes, throughout the year. And it's all off by 1 degree, which if they would have built it true to its position, it would have been built prior Younger Dryas, so about 13 to 14,000 years ago, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Somebody said they're going to a Serpent Mound this summer.
Yeah, Serpent Mound. Yeah, in Ohio.
F828. You have fun. Take pictures and share it with us.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, it's dope. It's dope. I've never been, but I know all about it. Like, yeah, I'm stupid with knowledge like that. Like, I know it takes 2.2 gallons of oil to make a tire. Why do I know that? I don't know.
How many gallons of blood are in a human body?
1.96.
That's a good one. How many?
I say
how, much,
1.96.
how much weight does the human body lose whenever it dies?
I think 10 ounces right off the bat, don't they?
27 grams.
How much does a human head weigh
1/3 of his body.
on average?
Depends.
1/3 of his body. I know that much.
It's like 13 pounds.
Really? See,
Yeah.
that's what I'm talking about right there. So they just tell us that the head, the torso, and the legs all weigh 1/3 of the human body. And
There's
you
no way your
accept
head weighs
that.
as much as your torso.
That's what I always thought when they taught us that in school.
So the average adult human body contains 1.2 to 1.5 gallons of blood.
It makes a mess.
Hells bells and buckets of blood.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, we're indoctrinated to a bunch of those things that they told us so much over and over, and we just accept it as knowledge. But,
Right.
It's not. And then nowadays we Google it and we accept that Google is telling us, what it is.
Well, I go to, like, if it's a doctor thing, I go to, like, the Journal of Medicine.
Right. But if you go to like actual paperback, so I was looking at this, and I'm not going back. I'm not reverting back to the other thing, but with the flat Earth and all that. But if you go back to like actual hard copies of like up to 1956 or 1955 Britannica, Encyclopedia Britannica, like it's a lot different than what we're told. And
Well, things advance and more information comes out, so that's not surprising.
you can, or you can go into the ipso facto of, now they're hiding it. Because
is that our word tonight? Ipso facto.
Maybe
You've said it like 3 times, and now I'm like zeroing in on it.
I like it. But if you think about it, like in 10 years from now, if anyone's, Oogles or Noogles or Loogles,
Loogles,
the word Tesla, it's going to go straight to, Elon. It's not going to go to Nikolai. That's the first page. For the first 4 pages is going to be Tesla and SpaceX and blah, 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 blah. It's not going to. So knowledge as it is going to take us where they point us, which
and history is written by the winners. So
right.
Yeah.
His story. Right. His story. Yeah. It's not actual fact.
Hey, Grandizer, BMR's not bah humbug. Hang out with me for 24 hours, and you'll change your opinion.
Yeah, come hang out in person, Grand. We're going to be in San Antonio.
And speaking of scientific data, I'm looking on my phone. You guys can't see it. I'm at 49.95. Everybody,
5 more people.
5 more, and I will issue a free book on this channel.
Let me see.
I think 5 of you can go subscribe to BMR.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know you want to.
I'll hook you up with a free book.
It would make me happy, and it would make Rob happy.
It would.
It would definitely make me happy as the vice president of marketing for BMR.
She is. She got that this past Christmas for outstanding marketing.
Wait till you see what I roll out.
For next.
What I roll out for you.
Roll out.
Roll out.
Yeah, I'm already subscribed, so I can't subscribe.
Oh, I know you are, Joe. I know most people in the chat probably are, anyways. And
they probably are.
Speaking of history, here's an interesting fact, because I'm digging more into like the Great Lakes states, particularly Michigan, which we'll be doing like on a lot of the lake shows. Monica.
Okay.
And there is a fun fact: if Lake Superior alone emptied, if there's like a tsunami and it covered and it drained and started flooding, Do you know that it would cover, including the state of Michigan and all of the Ohio Valley, with all of the water in Lake Superior
Mm.
through the Ohio Valley, everybody covering that area would walk through 1 inch of water from Lake Superior alone.
And that is the Ohio Valley only, or
Well,
the entire
everything's
United States?
just know Lake Michigan and the states in the Ohio Valley,
Okay,
whatever
the
they are.
states in the Ohio Valley.
Right.
Yes. Isn't that amazing? 1
That's
inch of
crazy.
water?
Yeah.
An outrageous volume of water.
That's outrageous.
So I wonder what would happen if we dumped the yeah, I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
The Gulf of America.
America.
Gulf of America.
The Gulf.
Are we going to be renamed to North Mexico then?
Gulf of America.
I mean,
And I see at the Lost Cryptids. Hey, what's going on, brother? Michigan is prime for cryptids as well. Yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine the amount of cryptids that would flood out? Do you believe those stories like Mount St. Helens about all the dog? Come on.
about all the creatures that got burned.
Yeah,
I remember hearing about that, but there was so much news coverage. I just don't know how something wouldn't have gotten filmed live at some point.
I wonder about that.
The only one that I really heard about, and it didn't have nothing to do with Mount St. Helens it was a forest fire. I can't remember where it was, California or Washington or something like that, where the smoke jumpers actually found a Bigfoot that was burned. And they dragged it out and then it was gone. So
that was me hungover, sleeping on off.
It was just breezy.
They're like, oh, he's not burned. He's just Indian.
Grandizer. I don't do that very often.
You know what I should do is take Grandizer. I went to about 3 years ago. I went to an underground in downtown Detroit, Michigan. I was always interested in going into these bars. You go down a dark alley and there's like a door where there's a sliding bolt where they let you in or not. And I got this free pass, and it was an underground illegal bar, of course. I must tell you, it was fascinating, creepy, and exciting all at the same time. And there's all these, it was like a mammoth, it was like a mall of bars, but each bar, they're all different. One, if you walked in, people were, hey, you're getting their freak on. Other ones, there were people wearing suits. I mean, it was weird because I went to most of them.
Have you ever seen 9mm?
Yeah,
Or 8mm? 8mm.
That is what it reminded me of so badly. And that movie disturbs me. And
that movie should disturb a lot of people.
And I tell you what, there was this one bar I walked into underground that kind of was not for me. Some were for me, and some were totally. How should I say? I'm lucky I got out of there all intact.
I would have been like,
Those are the kind of places I want to go.
Yeah.
But I would like to be a wallflower while I'm there. Like, I don't want anybody noticing me. Like, I don't want to draw attention from anybody. I just want to observe.
I happened in wearing a t-shirt, pair of jeans, and whatever shoes I was wearing as a normal looking dude. And some were for normal people. Some were for freaky people. Some were for very dangerous people. And some were some were Art Deco. Some were beautiful. Some were. And
there are some places where you're walking into a real live horror movie.
Yeah, it was. It just reminded me. There was steam coming up from the alley. I walked down and I went to this door and I walked in. And I got to just pass. And it was. I mean, I dig it because it was adventurous, but would I do it again? Well, probably.
Shut in my head.
It's like going to Harry Hines at night or the south side of Fort Worth.
I'd like to try it one more
trip
time.
Down Rosedale.
Yeah.
Or flying J's at about 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I tell you what, we were coming home. I can't remember I think we were coming home from Tennessee, and we were coming through Shreveport, Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were hungry, right? So we saw this McDonald's. Well, or no, it's Whataburger. I'm sorry. We saw this Whataburger. It's like, okay, well, there's a Whataburger sign. Let's go down there. It was so sketchy. She wouldn't get out of the car, and I wouldn't let her. I mean, yeah, I went in and it was like nothing but gangbangers.
Oh, that's like the McDonald's next to the Greyhound station in downtown Dallas.
That was I was like, okay,
you don't go there. You don't go there.
Yeah, we were talking
guys, I'm
about
going to
Dallas.
bow out. I'm bushed.
You're tired.
I am tired.
Wedge says go to Waffle House at 3 a.m. I love the Waffle House.
Oh yeah,
Waffle House is awesome at any time.
I love that place. Tex introduced me to the Waffle House. We
The
don't have
Waffle
it in
House?
Michigan.
I don't know about up there, but in Austin they'll let you bring your own liquor in. So yeah, yeah. After a show, you can bring your whole bottle in and sit there and be like,
That's where you hit driving back from New Orleans hungover. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I got to do this.
Okay,
For
we'll wrap
I
it
gotta
up
do this.
because Tex is tired.
Well, I got
Yeah.
to do this for Grandizer real quick. See if I can get this right.
Ugh.
I like them French fried taters.
Ain't got no gas in it.
I like them French fried taters, I reckon. I had a friend that could do that, like spot on, just
Kerry
spot
Arnold could do it. Kerry Arnold could do it without fail. Without fault. I mean, it was like, you're talking to Kerry and he's all upbeat and kind of, that type of thing, and then he'd pull that and you're like, ooh, it's like, damn, where'd that come from?
Nice and nasty.
Okay, before we go, my book recommendation. Let me overlay this. Hold on. There we go. Let him in.
Wow.
It is a gothic horror story about a recently widowed man and his two twin daughters who are kind of obsessed with this sudden imaginary friend that pops up in their lives. And if you are into gothic horror and you like the ghost stories, I suggest you read Let Him In by William Friend. So there is my book recommendation for the week.
Very nice. I
Dig
like
it. Dig it.
I dig it.
Have you looked at any of my, have you looked at my recommendation? The only recommendation I ever gave you, and I bet you haven't listened to it.
I don't even remember what it was.
There you go. See how it is? See how it is? Daisy Darker.
Daisy Darker. It makes me think of Donnie Darko.
It's not. Daisy Darker.
It's
Daisy
his
Darker.
sister.
Daisy Darker. Daisy Darker. Okay, I got to read Daisy Darker. I just finished all of the Jurassic Park series by Michael Crichton.
Oh, wow.
Crichton-
I couldn't get
Crichton's
through it.
good.
And I just finished his book Volcano, which was released posthumously. And it was, you could tell it wasn't 100% Crichton writing it,
Right.
Yeah.
but it was an adventure ride. It was interesting.
It was
So
kind of
I do want to get White Shark, but it's not available on Audible. And that's when I do, like, Audible is good for me because my commute, I commute over an hour each way to work. So Audible works for me. And unfortunately, Whitefish isn't available on audio. So
See, Daisy
if
Darker
you have
is.
recommendations for
Daisy
me for
Darker.
Audible, let me know.
Daisy Darker.
Daisy Darker. I will check.
That sounds like a good
Wow.
one. And you mentioned Monica. What was you just the other one you mentioned? Blah 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 blah.
Just now?
Yeah, the author. You just
Oh,
said-
let him. William. Oh,
Crichton?
Michael Crichton.
yeah,
Yeah.
I did read the first Jurassic Park book, which was awesome, way before the movie came out.
And it's good because I will tell you the movies are drastically different from the books.
Yeah, it is.
drastically different.
Yeah.
It was great.
Jurassic-
I'll throw out a
Jurassic-
recommendation for all you
Jurassic-
creepy people. I'll throw out a recommendation too, Monica, and all you creepy
Throw it out
people.
there.
You
Here we
got to
go.
do Brian Lumley, the Necromancer series.
Oh, Lumley, yes, because I love Lovecraft, and I hear he is very similar.
Oh my gosh, you guys read the Necromancer, the first book at least. I was hooked. It's got everything in it. Man, it's all about vampires, and you don't know about it until midway through the book.
Well, we do now.
It's all
thanks a
about
lot.
Well, now we
Yeah, thanks for ruining it.
well, because I almost stopped reading it, but I kept
Is it
going.
slow?
It's the way the man writes. There's a lot of German dialect in it, so
Oh,
I
well,
had
I'll
to
be
like,
fine with it.
so I had to kind of figure out what the verbiage was. Then when I started picking up on it, it moved a lot faster for me.
Nick
books too,
Mansell.
Then I got and Dean Koontz has 3 books out, The Frankenstein Monster, which is nothing like Frankenstein. It's modern day Frankenstein. Dean Koontz.
Okay, so Dean Koontz, I can recommend Watchers, and I highly recommend the entire Odd Thomas series. The entire Odd Thomas series, book 1 to book
I like that guy.
7. It's amazing. You will. Odd Thomas is incredible.
I will look it up because I like good old Dean Koontz.
Yeah, you'll like Odd Thomas. If you haven't read Watchers, Watchers is what turned me on to Dean Koontz. Silence is good. There's one about Bakors. Bakors. It's a voodoo book. It's about these creatures that they summon and they do their bidding.
Mm.
There's a series of murders that people are in locked rooms.
Phew.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
My text.
Time to go. Tex is tired.
Well, Tex
I'm
should be
hanging out
tired
all you
because Tex has been on 14 times in the last 49 hours. He should be tired.
It's a marathon.
Hey, Tex, if I'm looking for a co-host for tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to be
if
on
you
that.
want to jump on.
Yeah, I'll be on with Josh Turner.
Yeah, she'll be on PRT. So if you want to come hang out, man, yeah, we'll just kick it.
Email me a
We'll
link,
just shoot
man.
shit.
I'll do it.
All right. Well, I'll get with you through.
Somehow,
Sign language.
Whatever. Yeah.
somehow, since Tex doesn't have Facebook, and I don't think you guys have each other's phone numbers, I'm the mediator.
Yeah. You're right.
So when Joe creates the show, I'll send you a link to it, Tex, because I have access to Joe's show.
Okay. That'll work. I don't care. Whatever.
Rock and roll.
It'll be 10 o'clock, just like mine.
Very
Okay.
good.
All right. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please go subscribe to BMR. He is so close to 5,000 subscribers.
So close.
So close. I know that most of the people currently in chat already subscribe, but people that are listening live, maybe you don't. I will tell you that BMR every week has something interesting and new to talk about. And you get to see me on Saturday nights with him, which is always a pleasure, right?
It's always great.
Right?
Very good.
And he's hella sexy. I mean, you can't.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
It's a very sexy late night show.
Yeah, it's a sexy late night show. It's me, 2 other women, and BMR. You know you want to tune in.
BMR
You know you
all
want to tune in.
night.
All night with me.
And please go check out Texas Front Porch if you haven't already. He's the main man. He's the driving force behind everybody. Go check out Tex if you haven't already. He loves true crime. He loves spooky stories. And he loves, what is it? Anna Darker, Darnie Darko, something. It's a book he wants me to read.
I forgot about it. What the
I've got the attention span of a gnat. I'm sorry.
squirrel?
It don't even
my
have to be a
ADD.
shiny squirrel.
It's my ADD. I'm sorry. And then, of course, my partner in crime, Joe Breezy.
Yeah.
Check out the Breezy Speakeasy, where you will check out. Yeah. Joe and I are on almost every Friday night. Tomorrow night, unfortunately, I will not be with Joe. I will be over with Josh Turner on PRT, but Tex is going to be taking my place over on the Breezy Speakeasy. So make sure you check it out tomorrow night.
That's quite all right. I don't believe in single partners. It's just the way it happens.
Monogamy is for suckers.
Monogamy's for
He is
suckers.
concerned. Sorry, Joe.
Is there such a word as monogamy anymore?
It sounds like mahogany. It is
It
a
is.
hard word.
I do love mahogany. I love the wood mahogany.
I
Monotony.
love it. What is it? Rich mahogany.
Rich, yeah.
Isn't that from what's it? The Anchorman?
Anchorman, yeah.
It's a rich mahogany.
I was walking down the hallways of this laden bedroom, laced in the rich mahogany, and I came across the big four-poster
Get out,
bedroom
everybody.
where last she laid.
Arr. So become a porch
Arr, yeah.
pirate. Become a porch pirate.
Arr, arr.
The good kind, not the kind we all hate that take our packages. Yeah, become a porch pirate.
That's
By
right.
subscribing.
Paranormal porch
That's
pirate.
a paranormal porch pirate
Paranormal
because we
porch
got to
pirate.
get the booze in there too, right?
That's what you do. You have to get the full package.
Got to get the full package, and then
Oh, God,
next
here we go.
September, don't forget, it's in my link. The link is in my description. We're all going to be in Richmond, Missouri
Yes,
for a
we are.
conference. So you get to come hang out with us in person.
Yes.
Come on. Who doesn't want that? We're even cooler in person. We're even cooler in
That's-
person drunk. So make sure you get there Thursday night.
That's right.
All right.
Remember, what happens in Richmond stays in Richmond.
It better stay in Richmond.
You
Slap
won't
that
be a
Richmond.
Virginian for long.
Richmond will never be the same again.
Yeah,
That's
Richmond's
really-
not going to understand what happened.
Um,
We'll get banned from Richmond. The conference will be in a new place.
right.
There'll be posters. Do not let these people in the establishment.
There'll be a big yeah.
What are you talking
X.
about? They're going to be at the. That's going to be a billboard on the damn city limits.
There'll be a billboard
Mug
with
shot.
X across our
Yeah.
our faces.
There'll be grainy
Banned
photos
from
of us from
Missouri.
CCTV footage.
Yeah.
Shoot and ask questions later.
All right.
All right.
That's it. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We appreciate it. Thank you to Breezy BMR and Tex for joining me tonight.
All
It's
right.
always a pleasure with you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
And until next time, we will catch you all later.